Well, that year happened. Hey everyone, I'm Drew from BorrowLenses. 2020 is mercifully coming to an end. And while we spent the better part of the last 12 months looking ahead, I figured it wouldn't hurt to take a quick look back, specifically at what flew off our shelves and into your hands the most this year. This year's top rentals features some of the most hyped and shiniest new releases, but it's also packed with tried and true favorites. Why? For the same reason my workout playlist has both a concerning amount of Scandinavian death metal and It's Raining Men. It's all about what gets the job done for you. So let's dive into the most popular gear of 2020. And for all the gear that didn't make the cut, don't worry, you're still super cool to me. Kicking it off with lenses. As we all fled to our newfound home offices looking for projects to keep us sharp, macro photography became, dare I say, bigger this year? So at number 5, we have the Canon EF 100mm f2.8 macro. This is the first time a macro lens has cracked our most rented list, and the 100mm has long been the entry point of choice in the field. At number 4, we keep the macro theme going with the Venus Optics Laowa 24mm probe lens. Its waterproof barrel and unique design allowed people to get new perspectives on all sorts of things on the job or around the house. The fact that it's offered in Canon EF, Nikon F, and Sony FE mount greatly contribute to its wide-reaching popularity. The top 3 give us a return to the usual. Won't that be sweet? Number 3, we have the Canon EF 50mm f1.2 lens. It's the standard prime everyone reaches for. Not too tight and just versatile enough for just about any job, making it popular for portrait shoots or talking head interviews. At number 2, we have the Canon EF 70-200 f2.8 version 3. The 70-200 continues to be the measuring stick against which all telephotos are compared, giving you great reach without absolutely needing to mount on a tripod. While some version of this lens has been in our number 2 spot for years, the gap was much tighter this year between 1 and 2, thanks to a lot of photographers reaching for a longer lens in new spots due to socially distant shooting. And at number 1, the standard good for anything and everything Canon EF 24-70mm f2.8 version 2. Portraits, weddings, music videos, corporate projects. This lens has a place in every shooter's bag for a reason. Its practical zoom range and solid optics make it a fail-safe for any photographer or videographer at any level. Probably why it's our top rented lens year in and year out. Now on to cameras, where the mirrorless wars are in full swing between Canon and Sony. After years of speculation and hype, the Sony A7S3 checks in at number 5. Every A7S series release has been a game changer, and this one's no different. While some brands went for crazy specs and all the Ks, Sony stuck with well-thought practical features never before seen in such a compact package. Great color, compression, frame rate options, and of course, it remains the reigning champ in low light. Thanks to a slightly earlier release this year, number 4 is the A7S3's arch rival, the Canon R5. Or at least, that's what it was thought to be. While Canon threw a haymaker at Sony with the release of the R5, a lot of boxing references, touting 8K video, it was the photo capabilities that helped this camera take off. With a lighter mirrorless build and simplified systems, it's able to give photographers of all levels the confidence to jump into full frame. Number 3 is Canon's first effort in their RF line and shift to mirrorless. It's the EOS R. Up 2 spots from 2019, we saw a resurgence in this camera's popularity right around the release of the R5 and R6. While those cameras remain in high demand, the EOS R gave shooters a chance to test drive the new system and RF line of glass from Canon to gauge whether they too would be making the jump to mirrorless. Number 2 for the second year in a row is the Sony A7 III. At first, this was thought to be a holdover in between the A7S2 and the A7S3, but the A7 III carved out its own place as the truest hybrid camera on the mirrorless market. Respectable still specs and very solid video capabilities still make this one of the most versatile options out there. Say what you will, but Canon DSLRs have staying power. Once again, our top spot in the camera category belongs to the 5D Mark IV. The 5D line has long been considered the most obvious choice for serious full-frame shooters. And while brands like Sony and Panasonic have probably surpassed Canon in small body video specs, the 5D still benefit from being the first to do it, making them the perennial top choice for both photo and video pros. Cameras and lenses may get all the love, but as we know, your setup goes beyond that. So let's take a look at the best of the rest with everything else in our support category. Except extra batteries and media. You all get those a lot, it's important, continue to do so, but I make the rules and that's boring and I don't want to talk about that. So at number 5, we have the good old Matthews C-Stand. Now, this is the first time we've seen a stand or piece of true support equipment this high. And this one's weird because I don't know what would have changed in demand, or I don't know, just spitballing, but like maybe there's something that we did that made it like a little easier or more convenient to get these in our customers' hands this year. Weird, I don't know. I'll think about it. At number 4, the Canon Speedlight 600 EX2 RT Flash. Just about universal compatibility across the Canon spectrum ensures that this will stay on this list just as it has until its next iteration is released. Aperture has asserted itself among the most popular lighting brands over the last couple years due to solid performance at a great price. And that trend continues with our number 3 support rental, the MC12 Kit. Now, when we got this in, we figured it would be cool for specialized shoots or music video effects, but the versatility and ease of use with these blew us and apparently you away. And this was on full display during our Halloween horror shoot this year. At number 2 is the Canon EF lens to Canon EOS R camera adapter. The highest we've ever seen an adapter rank, this is helping bridge the gap between those who've invested in EF glass over the years but want to make the shift to Canon's mirrorless lineup. And at number 1 for the second year in a row, the DJI Ronin-S. Single-hand operated stabilizers have dominated the gimbal market for a few years now, and DJI continues to set the standard, which we're seeing even more so in the newly released DJI RS2 and RSC2. The next line in the Ronin series, these two take everything great about their predecessors and give them stronger motors for higher payloads and simpler workflows. Taking a page from the Ronin 2, both units now feature a back screen so you're no longer completely tied to the app. Although connecting still gives you some pretty amazing features you'll probably want to unlock. So all in all, I obviously can't say 2020 was a great year. But I mean, looking back, there were a couple bright spots and, was it really as bad as everyone's made it out to be? Yes. Yes, it was. That was bad. So let us know what gear topped your list this year, or what you're excited to get your hands on in 2021. Hit me up in the comments below and check out BorrowLenses.com for all your shooting needs.